Welcome, family and friends. You know, we may not all know each other, but we all knew Don. And so even if most of the people here feel like strangers to you, they aren't. Because our love for Don joins us together. And if someone is unfamiliar to you, they are just a friend you have not yet met. Today we are bound as one in our hearts through the love and admiration we share for this really good man, Don Yealing. I met Don when I became the pastor here almost 6 years ago. It didn't take long to figure out what kind of a man Don was. My family had just moved here from New York City, and we brought with us a huge wooden armoire about 9 feet wide and 10 feet high. 4 tall doors, 8 drawers, and so on. This is the kind of thing that's so big, when people see it in any room, they always ask, how did you get that thing in here? Well, the way we always got it in was by taking it apart into at least 16 pieces or more. And it's not very easy to reassemble. Now, about 3 or 4 days after moving into the manse next door, my partner Joey had to go back to New York, and I had a pile of wood, beautiful, beautiful wood, but it was just a pile. And I knew that when assembled, this pile would become a beautiful armoire, but I also knew that reassembling it, especially with Joey gone, would qualify for a miracle, even if the divine carpenter himself were here. So I put out an open call at the end of the service one Sunday. And then Don led the way, a wonderful crew of guys, some of whom I see here now, they survived, into the manse, and Don got busy. And it took quite a while, and I was worried they would soon regret calling me to Sausalito. But Don got it done. And he didn't just get it done. He had a level, and he looked that thing up and down in ways that it had never been looked at before. He wasn't reassembling it, not the way Joey and I ever did. He was rebuilding it, as the master craftsman who first made it had done. And it was a snapshot for me, as a newcomer, of Don's generosity of spirit, the ingenuity of his mind, and the persistence, temperament, and integrity of his being. This, I learned that afternoon, was Don Yealing. Don and his amazing partner in life, Carole, came to this church in 1960, shortly after the Reverend David Jacobson was called here as pastor. It is so great to see his daughter Ruth here, and to see Boyd and Sue Stockdale, Boyd was an intern when he was a seminary student here, and to have Tom and Mary DeMund completing the class of 1960. Don and Carole served this church faithfully for most of those 57 years. They got a few years off for good behavior. And Carole, to this day, is an elder on the session and a senior leader of our mission work. Family was always very, very important to Don and Carole. And they were deeply committed to making sure that their family was tight and close. It wasn't just the matching sweaters or team scarves on the Christmas card photos, all of which I still have. It was the love and dedication they had and have for each other. Don and Carole made this church the spiritual center of their life. Their children, Lorraine and Kurt, were baptized here. They were married here, not to each other. There's another church anyway, I'm not going to say it. But to Bill and Amy, and the most recent generation, Megan, Scott, Annie, Bryce, and Bodie, were all baptized here. And so it is right and it is good that we come together in this place and at this time, this place of love and of family, this time of remembrance and of celebration, to revel in the wonderful awesomeness of Don Yealing, husband, father, grandfather, uncle, friend, our brother, to celebrate his life and the gifts he gave to this world. Will you please pray with me? Beloved God, we give thanks for this day, for this beautiful day in this beautiful spot of your creation. We give thanks that you have given us a long time with our beloved Don. We give thanks for his family and for his friends, for the gifts he brought into this world. We give thanks for this time where we get to remember so many things, to share the parts of our lives that touched his and how he touched ours. We thank you for this opportunity to let our hearts grieve, to let our hearts sing, to let us laugh, to let us cry. For all these things and all the ways that Don has touched our life, we give thanks.